Over a month into this season, plenty of teams can just forget about the remaining 75% of games and start preparing for the 2024 NBA lottery. Absolute disastrous results, ugly starts, getting embarrassed, ran off the court, losing in every way imaginable. Until now to mid-April, a long winter awaits. The eye test and advanced metrics for these teams look worse and worse. Many more losses in the way, former lottery picks not doing themselves any service to extend their careers, even if it's just getting extra vet minimums. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. Let's start off with the horrible, terrible Detroit Pistons. 20 years since the unthinkable title run, 15 years since winning their last playoff game. Chauncey Billups been retired for nearly a decade now. Franchise hasn't won a postseason contest since before his trade to the Nuggets. Absolutely abysmal last decade and a half. It's an absolute travesty. Each of the last 16 seasons, Detroit's only had a winning record once, back in 2016, led by Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson. From giving Monty Williams a lucrative 6-year $78 million contract to losing a dozen straight and counting, this officially the lowest point any Pistons fans had to endure. 5 straight seasons of garbage performance. Team hasn't won more than 23 games a year since 2019. The return of number 1 pick Cade Cunningham, already year 3. From tank on tank on tank, team chemistry a blank, night after night getting spanked, too many questions, nobody filling in the blanks. Instead of watching Wiseman and Bagley, whole team might as well get down, do some planks on planks. Most turnovers and fouls per game, no Bogdanovich yet, their best player last season. Monte Morris yet to make his debut, a guy who can limit those turnovers. Starting the atrocious Killian Hayes, team has no shooters, K look rusty second half of games. Every player deserves blame besides promising rookie Asar Thompson. Entire roster makes no sense. Everybody needs a serious evaluation before even thinking about competing. Starting with Cunningham, no one knows if he's even good enough to build around as the number 1 guy. Is he truly the primary ball handler or better off playing the 2? What types of guy suits him? Outside shooters to space the floor or a rim rolling big? We can't even answer those questions. Team has no other ball handlers. A star can do it all defensively, but offensively, what are his strengths? Jaden Ivey, too small to be the 2, looks lost out there most of the time. Is he a 6th man or can he play the 1? Can Jalen Durham improve on D? Isaiah Stewart, is he a 4 or 5? Team even picked up Kevin Knock-Knock, who's not there to help Detroit win. Marvin Bagley looking good next to James, who might be the worst player in the NBA. Wiseman, absolutely zero answers for anything. Burks Morris, Joe Harris, who many forgot about, and Bogdanovich, all likely dealt by the deadline. Just bizarre rotations all around, too many bigs. Troy Weaver will forever regret taking Hayes over Halliburton. Team also missing some functionable vets. Coach Monty and Ivy already giving out Monty DeAndre Ayton vibes, not getting along. Having 8 first-round picks last 4 years, huge cap space last 2 seasons, only to end up with 17 wins a season ago, and maybe even less this season. No progress. Fan base absolutely has every right to be angry. The Washington Wizards. Jordan Poole, the biggest meme of the NBA, intense toss of Washington, already wanting to get rid of him, incompetence franchise, another long season. Even KG said this about Mr. Flamboyant.
He does not belong in the league he's the head of a team, P.
Highly inefficient, low IQ, feels like a miracle he won a title, from looking like Steph Curry's predecessor to Mr. Jordan Messer. Anticipated to average 25 to 30 points on a terrible team, no expectations, 30 feet air balls, sleeping on D from one electrifying moment, followed by 5 embarrassing ones, all flash, supposed to be Bradley Beal's replacement. The cockiness, arrogance, and selfish attitude, the fame and money, plus already winning a title, seems to all get in his head. From thinking he could play like Steph, now getting his own team and opponents keying on him. Poole looks more like a fool out there, showing his true colors, a distraction, ruining young teams' development on how to play the right way. Golden State fans already knew his ego massive. From last season's embarrassment, nothing but negative vibes. Nobody on Washington averages more than 5 assists per game. Might as well take away the last 3 letters of that word from the team's playbook. Already gave up over 140 points 3 times. Rookie Koulibaly a bright spot, but with Poole there, won't get too many chances. Poole makes Washington arguably the lowest IQ team in the modern era. No self-awareness, Kuzma got his money, puts up empty numbers. From drawing Swaggy P comparisons, Poole literally Swaggy PP. Talk about peaking game 1 of preseason. The closest thing the Wizards franchise will feel like winning a championship when they finally trade Poole will either be a few months away or a few years. I go with option 1. The Chicago Bulls, no structure, another lost season without Lonzo, last in pace and assists, DeMar DeRozan already 34, Levine clearly not interested in staying longer, Vucevic already peaked, one of the worst development teams, from getting rid of future All-Star Larry Marketing to Wendell Carter Jr. After Soul's absence, big definition of a mid-3, no top 20 players, the most likely team to blow it up by the deadline, Billy Donovan and Zach not seeing eye to eye, Levine trade rumors slowly building, it'll only be a matter of time, no real number 1 option, lacks defense, everybody will be on the market, no identity, starts with the front office, no vision for the future, from choosing Fred Hoiberg over Jimmy Butler back in 2017, will continue haunting this franchise, same issues every night, stuck in no man's land, tanking the best option at this point, Billy Donovan still the head coach, unexplainable, the most clueless team right now that actually has talent, unlike the stinky Pistons or Wizards, Levine, DeRozan, Vucevic, still the most confusing trio, 3rd season together, team simply not working out, give it up. The San Antonio Spurs is an absolute travesty. Wemby's teammate absolutely feels some sort of way. The jealousy on full display. The kid's a generational talent, still barely touches the ball. A 7'4" giant calling for it down low. It's impossible not to see him. Stuck in a similar situation in LeBron's rookie year where the other young guys felt some type of way needing to prove themselves, but teenage LeBron still had the ball in his hands, made plays. For a coach like Popovich to not scream at his players for missing the correct plays, he's clearly not the same Pop from 10 years ago. Sohan running the point, unwatchable. The eye test and numbers equally as bad. One of the most disliked player by Spurs fans with just a decent point guard. Wemby's efficiency will blossom a month into the season. Trey Jones, 0 starts. Teams simply don't care about winning at all this season, just developing, playing it safe. The system will revolve around the 19-year-old rookie for years, but now everybody's getting touches. Perhaps they tanking for Isaiah Collier out of USC, desperately needing some proven vets for positive locker room purposes next season, allowing Sohan to make mistakes, more of a power forward. Even with a guy like a TJ McConnell playing the point, many believe Wemby be averaging 25 points a game. With just a functional point guard, most of today's young players can't even draw an entry pass no more. Teams still searching for answers, figuring out what kind of roster they want to move forward with, trying new lineups. Pop letting Victor know it's more important for everybody to develop than have Wemby win some awards. Chet Holmgren now the Rookie of the Year favorite from Pop, distracting everybody on the team's losing ways by hopping on the mic. Half of San Antonio Spurs fans sick of coach's antics, believe Pop's IQ declining by the years as he gets older, expect another below 30 win season. By year 2, if San Antonio gets no true point guard, the team barely makes improvements, things will get super worrisome, but knowing the franchise's long success, making the right decisions will be on their list for next season. The Utah Jazz, Danny Ainge looked like the biggest genius last season. Seemed like a quick rebuild, but Utah's hot start to 2022 looking like a fluke, roster nowhere near contenders, team adding John Collins, not working out, center Walker Kessler limited with injuries, caught in a situation with rookie point guard Keontae George starting. Nobody knows if star Larry Marketing, who's almost in his prime, okay with the franchise tanking for a guy in year 7 wanting to win, never even sniffed the postseason. Ainge will need to figure that out. Wouldn't be shocking if the Finland sensation gets traded to a team like the Sixers. From being put in a weird spot, Utah way too good to tank last season for Wemby to decide tanking the last 3 weeks of the season. Knowing they were in the play-in hunt, from having heat check Jordan Clarkson, the most likely guy to be moved sooner than later. Very little chemistry amongst the players, seemed like they just clock into work for 48 minutes, being forced to, not enjoying each other's company. Caitlin Horton Tucker, still a mystery, Laker fans forgot about him years ago. Colin Sexton, the league kind of left him behind. Which one of these guys the team's gonna keep? Aside from getting blown out badly by the Lakers on national TV, Clarkson's Pirate outfit proceeded to go a -12 the first 8 minutes, getting the most attention, and Kelly Olynyk still on the roster. He'll end up on a playoff team soon. Chris Dunn completely out the rotation, not given any chance, although his defense could still be valuable. Jazz fans rather see him than JC, who started every game. You know team's main focus ain't winning. Clarkson suited more as a 6th man, which everybody knows. 3 years, $55 million extension in July made no sense, can't be traded till January 3rd. Getting rid of Jordan could be Utah's biggest celebration of the year. Terrible roster construction all around. 1 year from now, I'm predicting half the roster be gone. Future likely revolves around George and Kessler. For those wondering about the Memphis Grizzlies, it's evident Dillon Brooks labeled the scapegoat, but no Ja Morant first 25 games, getting rid of Tyus Jones, an underrated blow, absence of Steven Adams, a huge part of team success, Brandon Clark as well, go figure. The Portland Trailblazers, too many injuries, 2 of them starters, no Simons, Scoot banged up, everyone knew they were going to be awful. Which one of these teams most unwatchable right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. More great stuff. See y'all next time.